Hello and welcome to today's Wild Hearthstone deck tech and gameplay video on Giant Priest. Giant Priest wants to use various giants from Naga Giant to Grave Horror to Arcane Giant and the, sadly, as of a day ago, now nerfed Yogg Saron Unleashed. And we want to get them out early by cost reductions or get additional copies of them through various means. We can get cost reductions from cards like Vandar Stormpike and what is that card? Insight. We can get additional copies from things like Creation Protocol and Seance. And beyond that, we just have a whole bunch of other cards that sort of help smooth things out. We have cards like your Shadow Word Pains and Deaths and Holy Novas to sort of survive while we're trying to set these things up, as well as cards like the Horns of Raytheon and Palm Reading and such to both get card to like draw the things in question, or reduce the means to draw reduce the cost of the cards to draw them. Just we want to basically cast load spells that make our stuff cheaper or give us extra copies of said stuff. It's pretty simple. And like I alluded to, as of yesterday, Yogg Saron did get nerfed, if you want to call it that. So I've only had now this is day 2 of testing with him, the new changed version, so the deck is still good, but it is significantly weaker since the nerf, sadly. Still good, just not as good as it was. But I sadly wasn't able to make the video faster than the ban happened, so what are you going to do? With that out of the way, we'll go ahead. Actually, before we go into game number 1, don't forget to like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you like my grab bag of content and would like to see more in the future. And if you have any sort of questions, like I don't have X, what about Y? For example, if you didn't want to run Yogg Saron anymore now, and you didn't want to like burn the dust to craft them, you don't have to. There's other cards you can put. Stuff like that. Go ahead and leave them down below, and I'll do what I can to respond to all the kind comments that I see. Now, we'll go into game number 1. And game number 1 with our little Giant Priest. And this is fine. For the most part, you want to keep spells in your opening hands, since that's the primary way you're going to reduce the cost of all of your giants and various big cards that we're looking to ramp into. Maybe with the exception if you have a Vandar in your opening hand, go ahead and keep that. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and keep this. And if the Priest Mirror is something like some Boar Priest or more aggressive Priest, we can be in trouble, but we can do okay against the like slower, questy, more control-y style decks. Of course, we have no idea what we're going against. Automatons also are like more so in the more aggressive category, and we could be in a little bit of trouble, but it depends. Got a Vandar too? Hell yeah. In that case, we'll go ahead and forge the Creation Protocol. One of our many ways to get additional copies of whatever we happen to get. And luckily, drawing the Vandar on curve with a coin. Sorry, what? Shuffle a copy of this into your deck with a cool. I don't know what they're doing, but it's cool. But yeah, my original point is that, or what I was trying to get to, is that now that we have Vandar on curve, it's a lovely way to just reduce the cost of all of our minions now. And if we do this right, you can get additional copies of Vandar Stormpike and reduce them even more, since next turn, odds are, we're just going to play a Seance. And maybe a couple probably only one Seance, since, for the most part, after the second Seance, all the minions in your deck are going to be so low-costed that the Vandar is actually going to turn itself off. So just keep that in mind. So yeah, we'll keep that play. Do a Seance. Play that card. Yeah, we'll Creation Protocol. Why not? Go ahead and get... We'll do Grave Horror, because I'm a little afraid that the taunt might be necessary. And other than that, just ignore it. Just keep bonking them in the head, which will be lovely. Hopefully, we'll be able to play our another Vandar next turn. Getting our deck really, really cheap. I expected them to trade, but that's fine. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that card. Okay, well that's painfully boring. But you can't win them all, so meh. In that case, yeah. Let's do a Vandar. Hi, sweetheart. I love you. Come hang out with a dad. He's got to be honest. Maybe not when he's recording. So we'll go ahead and illuminate. See what we can find. We're not going to get a whole lot of use out of the cost reduction thing, but, you know, a 2-mana Ragnaros is a 2-mana Ragnaros. It has to be said. So we take those. Those aren't bad. If we can... Oh, I was going to say. If we can, we're going to try and, what's the word? Get rid of that convincing infiltrator before we do our thing. Because that is just going to absolutely ruin our days. Oh, I don't love using the cannibalize like this, but if we don't, then our whole big boy plan is just dead. Actually, we'll do an insight. There we go. Gives us a little more options. There's an argument to be made that we could have played the Rag there, but I think we'll be okay. Our opponent is probably doing slower stuff anyway. Wow. I mean, okay, they had one interesting card, but then everything else is pretty boring and usual. Yeah, we'll do a palm reading first. Why not? That's... Sure, Wave of Apathy, I guess. We'll do a Ragnaros. Probably just play Grave Horror and a Naga Giant. They're probably going to have some sort of, like, other good removal spells. That's not great, but eh, it's a coin flip. It's fine. And it's one thing out of the way. We'll take it. Hey, sweetheart. Ugh. That boy, oh boy, fun. It's not great, is it? It's really not great. We can do this. I guess we can palm reading and see what we find. So let's attack. Okay. Forbidden Word's not that bad. Think I'm gonna Seance another copy of Ragnaros just to have it. And then we'll Forbidden Words and just hope. Nope, it died. That's cool. That's why we do it in that order. In that case, just play a Grave Horror. Just play big giant guys that are really cheap and just flood the board with sufficiently large stats. Just hope our opponent kind of can't deal with it. Hi, sweethearts. I know. I'm not really petting you, but Dad's a little occupado. He's trying to do shit. Hi. You wanna come hang out? Yeah. I know. Come right down to bed. Hey, don't be a butt to your sister. She's fine. Thank you. She's not getting nothing. You're not. Do I want to steal that? If I don't, I'm going to have to get rid of the Elec that summons anyway. Yeah, fuck it. Why not? Hopefully the nerf won't like totally screw me here. But we're just gonna take it and pray. Okay. Alright. Okay, if I'm being fair, the Yogg Saron changes aren't a straight, like, nerf. It's a little more lateral than that. Got there eventually, which is good. But yeah, it's more of a lateral change, less than a nerf. Because you could argue that the casting 2 random spells on top of the ability is a nerf. So it's like they nerfed it and they buffed it, so yeah, I would argue that's lateral. But that was a pretty good game. Kind of showing what the deck wanted to do. So with that, we'll go on to game number 2. And game number 2 with our little giant priest. The raised dead can go back because that's like actually useless early on. But I think we can use these. Probably shouldn't have kept these in the opening hand. That was arguably a bad decision. But we take those. Go ahead and illuminate. See what we find. Absolutely fuck all. Okay, so these first few turns are going to be really boring. I had to come back from a disconnect, which is why the start of this particular game looks weird and unlike normal. So I was a little concerned I would up against the time. Can't do anything, so we're just going to heal and pass. Oh, how sweet. We're going to squelch you. I don't think I've ever actually gone against like a plague deck, now that I think about it. I mean, sure. Might as well Holy Nova. We're not going to get a better one than that. Granted, I'm not really going to be able to, like, not cast things, or, like, not, like... I'm not going to be able to avoid them putting the plagues in my deck, so... What are you going to do? Just kind of have to, like, play them and hope, for lack of a better word. Yeah, it was very bad to keep these. I was panicking. Trying to, like, make sure things were working, and it was a bad idea. Until we draw a Vandar. We can do that. Not bad. Even if we don't get, like last game, several copies of the Vandar. Even just one. It's, like, fine. Okay. Let's cast down with a ship. Should we play? Yeah. I mean, you gotta have another card, right? I'll take that 2 for 1. That's fine. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's a 2 for 1. 100%. We take that. Yeah. I mean, we're gonna go ahead and play the Insight since it's the only thing we can do. That's, like, kinda helpful, but not that much. Oh boy. Yeah. Yeah. I don't feel dead, though. Okay, that well... It kinda sucks. But it's, like, not that bad. We're probably gonna die, which isn't great. It has to be said. Okay, I can do that. Biggest thing's a 4/4. Doesn't matter which one. I guess. That wasn't like a particularly exciting turn, but that was just a like try not to die play. So I mean, I could play a Naga Giant, but that's not gonna do that much. It's just gonna be like a large dude they can largely ignore. Okay. Do they have... what's the name of that the legendary card that I don't have? Because if I had that legendary... what's the word? If I had the legendary Plague card for Death Knight, I would have 100% made a Plagues list. I don't have it. And I don't think there's anything I draw that like lets me not die here. Oh boy, that's really useful. Yeah, actually, there's nothing that does anything, right? Yep, nothing we do. Well, hang on. I think I'm still dead, but I just don't know, right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, yep. Okay. I didn't pay attention to my own advice because I'm like panicked and stressed for time. So yeah, get rid of your giants in your opening hand. They're not going to do anything. They're going to be, as you saw in that game exactly, they were just dead cards that could have been potentially anything else. So, if nothing else, use this game as a learning tool to, like, you know, do as I say, not as I do, even though I hate that. Anywho, on to game number 3. And game number 3 with our little giant priest. I'm going to heed my own advice from both game number 1 and game number 2 and throw that grave horror the fuck back. That is going to do the absolute square root of fuck all early. What a very cute joke. Just illuminate on turn 1 to do something. I think I'm actually going to get the palm reading. Not only because it'll be cheap enough to play, but it'll also reduce the rest of the cost of the things in my hand. Okay. I would technically count that in the realm of aggressive decks, so we might be in some trouble. So I'm going to give a minion to... It's like the best against Murlocs, though I don't love that. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, they can't do that much damage on fucking turn 2. I mean, that's fine. Don't love that because it's not the most proactive thing, but sure. That's pretty good. Although, that's going to make that get in range of the Shadow Word Death, which is actually pretty useful. I guess the only thing better would be like a Holy Nova, which didn't draw, but what are you going to do? Yeah. Just death the big boy and just Creation Protocol and just try not to die. The Grave Horror is easily better just because of the taunt. Oh man, we're gonna take a fucking load of damage next turn. Blah. This is very bad. Is it its health or? Okay, it's health. Fuck. Okay, did we just die? Get the fuck out of it. I mean, okay. God damn. I mean, okay. I did say that we do bad against aggro decks. And my time is, like, really short, so I kind of have to sort of take this. And I do apologize, but I don't have that much time to get footage, so we're going to have to deal with this. And it does show that the deck is weak against aggro. Sometimes, though not always. So thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like the video if you like it, sub if you like my content and would like to see more in the future. And if you have any sort of questions, like why I don't have X, what about Y, or other generally nice comments, I'll do what I can to respond to them down below. Thank you all for watching, and be nice to one another. Bye-bye.